Okay, so got my puppies here. Figured I'd film a little quick update on what all went on this week. Today is my first day with taking an antidepressant. I went to speak with the psychologist yesterday. Had to drive all the way out to Phoenix, which was very anxious for me, being that driving that far. It was about a 55 minutes during like rush hour type of thing. And I did it. And to kind of give you a grasp of like, I was pretty good the whole time, but I had music on and I was trying to sing to it and keep my mind busy and just kind of like focus on driving. But when I got a little bit closer to the exit I needed to get to, I realized that there was like 2 more lanes that opened up before the exit lane. So I was like, oh, I like need to get like all the way over like super fast. So I took like a deep breath and I did it. And when I finally got over to the exit lane, I just like started welling up with tears. And that just goes to show like this is not something I'm consciously thinking about, because I was fine. I made it happen. I was proud of myself. I got all the way over. I was safe. Like I wasn't like zipping around in traffic or anything like that. It just like something is just not connecting up here. So I went and spoke with her. I told her everything. I was super honest about everything, you know, about how I had been on medication in the past. I don't really remember if that worked or not. I was in like a different situation at that point where I probably didn't actually need the medication. Whereas now I feel like it's almost like if you had iron deficiency, your doctor would tell you to take iron. So that's how I'm sort of seeing this correlation. She gave me some Zoloft to take every morning. The pharmacist did say to take it at night if it makes me tired. So I'm gonna play to see how that feels. She did warn me that the first 2 weeks on being on any sort of medication is an adjustment. I don't want to say the worst, but it is going to be an adjustment. Again, today's my first day taking it. I took it this morning with some food, just like you would with an antibiotic, so you don't have an upset stomach or anything like that. And just in the last like half hour, I started feeling extremely just drained, like as if I had taken a sleeping pill type of feeling. And I told myself, and I had gotten all ready, like I just need to brush out my hair. I want to go film a video. You know, I had pushed myself to get all set. I wanted, not push myself, but like, you know, I was kind of pushing through the tiredness a little bit. And I finally just told myself I need to go lay down. So I took about 15-20 minutes. I laid down in bed, and I never do that. Like I'm a busybody. Like for me to like slow down and do something for myself is kind of a big deal. But I laid down and I could hear things happening, but like I knew I was asleep because I had this weird dream where I was like driving ready to get on a highway, and I turned to get onto the exit and there was like a wall. Like, you know, when you're going down the highway and there's those like blockades for sound or whatever, that was there, but like that was my turn. And I was kind of like, I guess I'm not going that way. And I ended up driving in the dream to Logan's old house, like before we moved into this house together, the place that he lived in before that. And I talked to the person that was living there and was like, where's Logan? And I couldn't find him. And I was really confused. But the whole dream, I was just kind of like feeling like I was trying to get somewhere and not getting to where I needed to. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything, or if it was just me being a little overtired. I felt like I got a really great night's sleep last night. I did have some crazy dreams last night though too. I was doing a dance routine to Into the Unknown from Frozen 2. And I was like trying out for something, and I remember thinking like, wow, I think I did pretty good. Like I could improve, like there's definitely room for improvement, but I was really proud of myself. So this morning we played that song on the way to school, and I got like weirdly like welled up and emotional, and I was like, what is going on with me? I am taking all of this in stride. Like I'm kind of giggling at myself now, and I even giggle to myself in those moments because it's kind of like super weird. Like none of this makes sense. I just hope to hopefully start to feel better. Like I'm definitely not faking it right now. This is how I'm feeling in the moment. I feel great after taking that little cat nap. Maybe that's what people do. Like maybe that's what I need to start doing, because that little like 15-20 minutes of just laying down and like giving my body what it needed, you know? And I am kind of getting over a little sickness. I am currently taking an antibiotic for this sinus infection, and it's still very tender all up in here, just from being like really like a lot of pressure and things like that in my ears. So maybe that has to do with it too. I just needed to rest. Rambling per usual at this point. I do have a follow-up next week with a counselor to have like cognitive behavioral health therapy, like talk therapy. And then 3 weeks from yesterday, I scheduled an appointment to meet with a psychologist more on my side of town, so I don't have to drive all the way into Phoenix. So we can kind of see how the medication is doing, if the side effects get any better, or and the side effects that she mentioned were like upset stomach. So take it with food, just like you would with an antibiotic. You may get tired, lethargic, just kind of like drained, which is what I felt today, surprisingly, just even on day one. So I wonder if it'll get better as like the week goes through. What else did she mention? She was like, you sometimes can get little jitters. I'm just more worried about being tired because I have so much to do, and this whole process, I need to get through the next 2 weeks and get leveled out and hopefully feel better. She said with a mix of doing the cognitive therapy and a little bit of medication, hopefully we can wean me off the medication so I don't have to be on it forever. That would be an amazing goal for me. I would like to be able to control those anxiety thoughts and panic attacks on my own. Like when I start to feel that little tingle coming, what can I do to combat that instead of feeding into it and going down the rabbit hole, making it worse. So yeah, I'm feeling really hopeful. I'm feeling pretty decently good at the moment. I'll update you along the process. Let's go film a video so I can feel even more productive with my day today. And I hope to see you in an update soon. I want to add this in, hopefully I can do it seamlessly because I just thought of it when I was mentioning the dream that I had last night and today. I did mention the dreams that I had the last few months leading up to the appointment I had with the psychologist yesterday, that a lot of them are me being consumed by water, or the impeding danger of water coming, like a tsunami or a big flood. It's always me in the dream, not afraid of the impending danger, but more so trying to corral the people around me and getting them to come with me to safety, and prepping and grabbing backpacks and water bottles and like all this stuff, or trying to get away or get to safety in the dream. Sometimes it's not always, for the most part, it's always water, but there's other dangers. Like there was one time in my dream, there was like a shooter, and I remember feeling like not afraid of the gunman, but more so afraid of the pain that other people were going to have. So that's why I was trying to take care of them. So I'm bringing this up because I want to talk to my behavior therapist next week if this somehow is something in me that's coming out subconsciously, both through the anxiety and through the dreams. Maybe it means nothing. I'm a firm believer that our dreams aren't really the actions that are happening in the dream, but more so the emotion behind it. And I'm super interested, like almost like on a nerdy side of it, interested in learning more about that. So I'm definitely going to ask about that. I bring it up because maybe you've had dreams like that. And I dream very vividly, very often. And sometimes they just don't make sense. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Other times I wake up emotional, and other times I have dreams like the water ones where I'm just like, ooh, that like that I felt something, or it felt extremely real. Or I've started to have almost like lucid dreams where I could see time and control, like I'm aware that I'm dreaming and I can go and control what room I'm going in, or where I'm going, or where I'm driving. But just sometimes, not every dream is like that. And I by far don't think I'm like a psychic or something like that. Back in my favorite spot here on the couch to give you a quick update. I have been on medication for a week now. It's Thursday and I started, I guess, technically last Friday, but I felt amazing on Saturday and Sunday. I felt so clear-minded. I was so hopeful. My first day, Friday, I felt like super lethargic. I definitely took a nap that day. Like halfway through the day, I just had to lay down, which is super weird for me, but I just kind of been like, I knew that that was one of the symptoms, and I knew that I just needed to kind of like give my body what it needed at the time. And it was just like a 20-minute little cat nap. and then I felt a little bit better. But yeah, Saturday and Sunday, even Sunday at work, I felt so good. Monday, I woke up and just felt kind of like weird, like super groggy, was having a really hard time getting up when my alarm went off, like more than normal. And started feeling like those little panicky moments. And I got to work. I worked on my first client. It was okay. But then like the second client, I just started having like those moments, like even within the session, and they don't know. That's the crazy thing, is I have to like keep reminding myself, like they have no idea what's going on. Like their eyes are closed, they're relaxing, they're in their moment. Like I just have to like, it's in me to focus on other things in those moments when I'm starting to have that. But it's like this extreme burn that starts to happen right here at the like the front of my head when I'm just randomly getting those moments, and it's difficult to concentrate. It's hard for me to stay on task, but I'm like pushing myself, obviously, like I'm in the middle of something, so I have to like push myself through it, and it's not fun. I went home on like a little lunch break and took one of the hydroxy piamotate, whatever it is, the like emergency anxiety pills. Basically, it's just like an amped up allergy pill when I looked it up online, that it just kind of like calms the body down. And I was able to go back to work and do, I think I did 5 or 6 more sessions. So that was good. Tuesday is a late shift for me. So I woke up my normal time in the morning, 6:30, my alarm goes off. I could not bring myself to get out of bed until like 9, which is so weird for me. But again, I'm like trying to like go with the flow, go with the process. And I felt very anxious all morning. Not like the full on like anxiety attack, like the burn or like the breathing or anything like that. But there's that little bit where it's just lingering on the surface where it's annoying. And I kept trying to tell myself, like, seriously, like I have the medicine, it's gonna start kicking in, it'll be fine. Get to work. I barely made it through my first session, and I had like an open hour afterwards, and I had to run home and take the hydroxy piamotate and go back to work for another 5 hours straight. And luckily that got me through. I mean, I guess it's just enough that it like calms me down and grounds me. I don't want to always rely on it though. Like, I guess I have to remind myself, like, this is just week 1. This is a transition period. Like, give myself a little bit of grace. But at the same time, I don't want to use it as a crutch and take it like every single, I mean, you totally could. She said I could take it up to 3 times a day. And I don't know. I just feel weird about like needing something like that when I've totally done this job. I've done these tasks. I've gone to pick up the kids from school and not felt anxious. Like, I know I can get through because I've done it before. So why am I having issues doing it now? That is the frustrating part. So then Wednesday, I just woke up and took one of the hydroxy pills. Because I was like, I'm not screwing around today. I have so much going on. I cannot be messing around. So I went to work, felt great. Only had like a couple little tingly moments, but not full on like anxiety burn. And I felt good. I had my son's orientation for middle school last night. And on the way, I felt good all the way up until there. And let's backtrack. Like, after I got the kids from school, I laid down here on the couch and I passed out for an hour and a half. So there's definitely points in the day where it's just like, it just hits me and I have to lay down. When I've definitely not been that type of person. I've always been like, push it, push it, push it, push it. But I have not been able to push it when it comes to the tiredness this past week. And I woke up just in time to get him to his orientation, which is crazy. I'd planned on making dinner beforehand. That didn't work out. So we went to the orientation, and on the way there, I started feeling that little bit of uncomfortability, a little bit of tingle. Luckily, I just decided to keep the pills in my purse, so I didn't always have to come back home to get them. So I took one on the way there, and I made it through the orientation just fine. It was like a 2-hour shenanigans, so I was proud of that. But then by, what time was that? 8:30? when, like, after we got home and made dinner and stuff like that, 8:30, I started to feel that tiredness again. Like the unbelievable, I almost feels like I'm in a dream state. Everything feels like really slow and just kind of like wavering, and I don't like that feeling. I don't like it at all, and I just wanted to go to bed, but I still had like a bunch of things to do here. Like I cut Logan's hair. I don't know how I got through that because it still feels like I'm dreaming or something. Oh, this might sound stupid. Probably shouldn't be sharing any of this with the internet, but this is what I'm going through. Maybe you've gone through it before. Maybe you're going through it right now. I don't want to feel alone. I know I'm not alone, but like sometimes it just feels like, gosh, I'm the only one that ever felt this particular way. Everybody else like gets on the medicine and feels way better. So I don't know. I don't know how to feel. I hope next week is a lot smoother. I'm taking it in the morning, taking the Zoloft pill in the morning. The pharmacist said sometimes you could switch it up and do it at night. I don't know if that's gonna help or not. I'm still getting like, when I get the anxiety tingle, when it's past like that initial little tingle, I start to feel it right here in my neck. It's almost like hot. And then if it keeps going and I let it like kind of get away from me, then I get that full on like full forehead like cranial burn. It's so uncomfortable. And even today, like I had a really hard time getting up this morning, and the whole time with driving the kids to school, all I kept thinking about was focus on the road, because I was in that weird dream state almost, like focus on the road, drive straight, it's gonna be okay. I've made this drive 1,200 times before. It's fine. Just make it through. We can go straight home and go lay down. That's all I kept thinking about, is like daydreaming about coming home and laying down. And then once I dropped them off, I must have like woken up a little bit better, because then I still felt like weird. But then I went to the car wash. I was like, okay, let's push myself. Like I can do this. Again, I've done this a million times. So I went and had a car wash on the way back home. It needed one. It was bad. And then now I'm back home. I have a bunch of housework to do. My sink is full of dishes. There's blankets everywhere, shoes everywhere. Like this place looks like a madhouse. Like this is what anxiety and depression looks like. And I'm okay with it right now, but like it can't keep being like this type of thing. Like we need to get over this. I need to figure it out type of thing. What was I gonna say? But now that I'm back home, again, I initially was like, maybe I should go lay down, but then I kind of felt okay. And now I feel more awake, like chatting here with you. So I don't know, it's very confusing. None of it makes sense to me. I'm gonna try to go the whole day today without taking that hydroxyproamatate, unless I like absolutely need it. Today's a pretty easy day. I made sure to like not schedule anything today. So I don't have to do anything today other than go and get the kids from school and take them to their allergy shots. That's it. So pretty easy light load. I did my Walmart pickup on Tuesday. So we have groceries, we have toilet paper, we have all the stuff for the house. Like I don't need to go to a store, which is great. I don't have to think about that. That is like oh my gosh, that's a blessing. That Walmart grocery pickup thing, click list or whatever it's called, or yeah, it's amazing. Oh, so good. Yeah, that's about where we're at right now. I hope I have even better results to share with you next week. Oh, I am meeting with a counselor, like to kind of like a talk cognitive behavioral therapist tomorrow. It was supposed to be today, but it's tomorrow now. So hopefully that goes well. She gives me some tools on how to combat when I'm starting to feel that tingle going on. Some more about what I was saying before. I'm attempting to make myself some bacon right now, but my appetite really hasn't come back. Like the idea of eating sounds horrible, which if you know me, like that's a problem. Like that's not normal. I love eating. I love food, obviously, maybe a little bit too much. Gosh, the idea of losing weight right now, it's like a necessary evil. Like I want to work out and I want to do that stuff, but then I'm terrified. And this kind of goes into what I was thinking. Like I'm terrified I'm gonna have a panic attack while I'm at the gym, and like how am I gonna handle that? How am I gonna drive home? What happens if I pass out? What happens? Like that would be like so embarrassing. What if they call like the emergency people, like, you know, an ambulance show us up, and it's like, no, I'm just having an anxiety attack. Like, I'm not having a medical emergency. Like, it's just all up in my head. Like, I get myself so worried that I'm going to have an attack that I keep trying to remind myself, like, this is why I have the safety guard of the medicine in my system. Like, it's in there, it's new, it'll catch it, like, it'll be fine. So I've been trying to combat those thoughts with, like, you've done this a million times, it's going to be fine. So I'm hoping to get back to that thought process. Easier said than done. There's definitely some like weird random thoughts that come up. Dreams are coming back. My dreams have been so vivid and so lifelike that sometimes they're like popping up throughout the day, and I'll just kind of like have to have like a deja vu almost type of moment. And yeah, I just figured I'd throw that little tidbit. The appetite has not come back, and I don't know the other thing. I forget the thing I just said. That's not memory, staying on track. Very difficult. The connections, they're not all synapsing. I don't know if that's the right word. They're not all connecting. So that was my first time working out on my HIIT trainer since before Christmas. The video I did of the HIIT trainer, the last date was pretty much the last time I worked out ever. It's also the first time I've worked out since starting my anxiety medication. And I was really worried about like getting my heart rate up. I don't know. Again, anxiety, it makes no sense. It's super irrational. But I've been feeling a lot more like me the last Friday, Saturday, and today's Monday. So I guess since Friday, I'm losing track of my mind. I can't even think straight. Can you see how much I'm sweating? I wore makeup to work. I didn't wear makeup to work out. I worked this morning, and I came home. I had an early day. So I was like, you know what? I feel like working out today. Like, my hair is already dirty. That's always my thing. Like, if my hair is dirty, it kind of gives me like no excuse to not work out. So I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to do it. 20 minutes, bump it out. I put it on level 5. I challenged myself. I put on a Jessica Braun video of her decluttering a bunch of stuff, which I'm in the midst of decluttering myself. So we're on the same like wavelength. And yeah, I bumped out a good 20-minute workout. I am like disgusted. I don't even want to lay down and stretch because I'm like disgustingly sweaty right now. And I'm really proud of myself. I did it. I hope you feel some sort of inspiration and motivation to do something for yourself today, whether that's meditating, whether that's working out, going out for a walk with your dog, or just out by yourself. Do something for you, because when you feel good, it feels fucking good to feel good. Like, I get when you're feeling good or feeling like okay, you kind of forget how horrible your lows can be. And since my lows were literally like this time last week, it's very fresh to me how like low and shitty I can feel and how amazing this feels. So I hope to keep this going. I've been waking up the last few mornings since Saturday. I started doing a morning meditation. I'll come in here. Maybe one day I'll film like my morning routine if I make this more, not if, I am going to make this more of a routine for myself. I wake up at 6:30, which is like a half hour. I could probably wake up at 6, but I wake up at 6:30, get up, brush my teeth, wash my face, that whole thing. And then I come in here, I put an eye mask on, like the kind that cover your eyes. And I lay down and I listen to, I think it's called Meditation in Minutes. I'll put a link down below. But I listen to it on Spotify, and it's a 10-minute guided meditation, and there's all different categories. She has one for anxiety, she has one for depression, she has one just for clarity of mind, she has one for confidence, she has one for balancing your chakras. I haven't listened to that one yet, but I did save it. I thought that was interesting. There's just all these different videos, or I keep calling them videos. They're more of like a listening podcast. And you just kind of like get recentered with yourself, and you just open your eyes and you smile and you're ready to finish and start your day. I think it's really weirdly helped. It might be like a total placebo effect. It might be a gimmick. I don't know, but maybe it's a mix of the meditating and the medication. I'm hoping the working out helps too. It can't hurt, right? I've proven to myself that I can make it through and not have a heart attack, so I'm good. All right, I'll stop babbling. I need to go shower and hopefully get some work done.